It is game number 2 in this series, 3DB versus FYF. We got ourselves a little bit of a jousting match.
So COINNU hops in, and so does Shiki. So we'll see how this goes. Shiki picking up China, and COINNU on the Ottomans, Garnath on English, and B on the Rus. And I want to look. Can we just look at the width here? I want to see the width of these swords. How chunky are these?
Yeah, they're looking pretty chunky, but it's about the same chunk factor as last game. So
yeah, it's not that big.
So what are the matchups?
It's a long time.
What are the matchups that we've got here? That's what I want to know. What are we going to see? So we've got Shiki's on the Chinese. He spawns in at the top side. He's going to be going 1v1 against B, who is on the Rus. So China versus Rus. Not a fun matchup there for the Rus, definitely. And then we've got, in the middle, we've got Green on the Abbasid dynasty here. And he's going to be playing against COINNU, who is on the Ottomans. So that is an interesting matchup. Who does that favor? I don't really know much about that matchup. I haven't seen a lot of Abbasid.
It's in Ottomans?
I would suspect...
We'll see. It depends on where you want to put your TC as Abbasid, I think,
Actually?
right? Because Abbasid are very clearly going to go for the TC, right? And there's already a military school up for Ottomans.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm thinking... It depends. I'm kind of like extrapolating here. But you could just go for the GUA opening here, and you'd be absolutely fine. Which is basically you just focus on wood at the beginning of the game, get an archery range up, get out a single archer, and get your whatchamacallit out as soon as you can. Sorry, I'm forgetting. Oh, I just realized. Look at all the hunts that have spawned for 3DB on this north side. What the heck? We've got 2, 4, 6 hunts here?
But did something happen? Did he skip his hunt to go to the middle?
Yep.
Because I think, yeah, it looks like there's 3 hunt patches per player, which now the Rus pick makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
But there's no boar?
Okay.
So Rus makes less sense? I don't know. It depends on how many wolves there are hidden around here. Like, if you can get the T bounty, like, guaranteed here, then maybe this makes more sense. But it looks like Shiki quickly adapted to the fact that his opponent was Rus, and he's going to deny a third of the hunt here available.
Yeah.
See, it looks like B is going to get to 250, which is that second tier, really critical for having, like, a really strong opening, because you get basically a free upgrade.
Abbey of Kings. Abbey of Kings being made right now for Flash on the east side of the map. What do we have here? So is that a 2 TC play coming in for a fast castle?
I actually think people are going to hate me for this. I think Abbey of Kings is the better landmark in an English mirror. because look at this rush distance in this case. I think it makes sense. And you just open stable horsemen, and like you force your opponent into making a lot of longbows, into making a lot of spearmen, and you're on second TC pretty quickly, and then your castle. And like the thing is, it's so hard to attack English, even with English. Like, it takes a lot of investment. So we'll see how this goes. I quite like this Abbey pickup, because I think in this game, look at that rush distance. You just make horsemen, you attack, you fall back, you heal maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just wants to like keep his vills alive when he garrisons them in the TC, because he knows he's going to get pressured. But if that's the game plan, I don't really like it then. So we'll see how it plays. Already some farms coming in for Garnath, so looking like a more standard English build from Garnath.
Yeah. Okay, I like your explanation. It makes sense. The one thing I don't like, I guess it's in a 1v1 situation. When you don't go for the council hall, you basically say, I'm not going to make longbows, and also it's going to be harder for me to also transition into longbows. So that's always a consideration I like to make. But we almost have a villager going down. Green manages to keep that villager alive.
Oh, barely. Yeah, barely does. But yeah, it's tough. Did the gold get denied for? It looks. Are we looking at his resources? No, we're on Rus. He had enough for fresh food stuff, so that's all that really matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a smart adaptation. I think when you realize you're going to get pressured to not do a wheelbarrow and fresh food stuff build, I think that's just a little greedy. Mid map barbican.
Oh my god, look how good that barbican is though. Take a look at that barbican from Shiki. Can we get one more look at that? A lot of scouts out here, but look at this. Tell you what, if there's ever been a place to put a mill down and get some food, that is got to be it. That is, oh my lord, that is the stuff dreams are made of right there for China. This is so good.
Really, yeah.
Imperial
It's really
official
nice.
with 40 villagers out here. You're going to be an Imperial in like 6 minutes.
And then you're not gonna have any economy, and then you lose. But you, yeah, no, that it could happen. We could see that.
All right. Now, interesting to note, Flash still yet to age up, but is going with the Abbey of Kings. And look at that. We can see the flare coming out. Garnath actually flares. He says, hey, look over here. We've got an Abbey of Memes over here. So we got a memer. I got a memer at 3 o'clock.
One vil. He's been building it with one vil, so this is actually maybe some sort of flex into the TC quickly, and then maybe he's gonna try and follow us up just super greed, get like an early textiles, and just keep his vils alive forever, right?
It's not even
because when
an
the
early
garrison
TC though,
heal-
right? Like, this is a pretty late TC. 6 minutes for English. Has he not seen? There's a new build order that's on the scene. There's the TC coming down. There's an English build order you can do. You can get your TC up at 4 minutes 45. So he's sitting at about 75 seconds late on that TC. But we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
You know what would be so funny is if this Prof Scouts click, which is coming in for B right now, if he just yoinks all the deer outside of that Barbican. First.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to want to go that deep initially because it's going to take them a long time to come back. But maybe he starts... Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it.
Oh, no.
It's kind of bold.
It is bold, but yeah, I mean, as soon as you see this happen, you're just going to wall it in, right? Like, that's your response as China. You just go, okay, you can...
I don't know if you can.
I think seeing the scouts come in like this, I think that Shiki probably suspects it's going to be taken. So he might also look to jump inside the Barbican to get a bit more damage off on some of these scouts to stop them from
The wolf pack hides in the wings, like he's just planning his next move. As soon as his tech comes in, I'm sure he'll swoop in, grab 4. Now that will, like, you move a lot slower when you have 4, so he's gonna have to move them all together actually to like hit the scout that's chasing him, kind of thing. But we'll see. I think Shiki actually lost one of his early scouts, so I'm not sure.
All right,
there's the horseman.
Professional scouts about to come through. There it is. Moves in first. Beautiful, wonderful timing. Only takes a single shot on 2 scouts.
Yeah, this is smart, but now he has to work together to hit this annoying scout that'll chase him home if he doesn't. So he'll work with the 2-on-1. It's just really slow.
Look, he's not actually taking the deer home. He's just pulling them out from Barbican range. But at the same...
this is a classic. This is a classic stuff. When Prof Scouts used to be cheaper, you used to do all sorts of cheese with this. Now we'll see the... Ooh.
Jeez, the micro coming in from these guys is pretty crazy at this point. Such beautiful details coming in, but he's denied out 4 of those deer so far. I'd really love to see a wall come in for Shiki, just to try and control the direction that his enemy can move with that. But in the English mirror on that south side, we do see a horseman coming in.
I think it's really important to notice these horsemen as well and see the micro, right? Because you went the landmark that says, I'm going to micro every single horseman and keep them alive, and you run into TC. Did he get the Vil kill? He did, right?
Yeah,
Probably worth... It's definitely worth one horseman for a Vil this early, but we'll see how the mask grows. Maybe this is going to be gameplay into knights and try to use the Abbey there.
Well, speaking of growth... Take a look over on the west side of the map right now. 3DB aging up with the high trade house.
Where?
No. How? How does he get... What is this little forest that he's got right here as well? I've never seen this before. He's got a nice little side forest in here. What's your guess? I'm going with 612.
390.
You were close. You're much closer than me. I was an amateur.
He'll get 390 when... he gets tier 5 bounty one day. It's gonna take him 25 minutes, but one deer at a time, he'll get to tier 5 bounty, and then it'll make more.
All right, well, we do see COINNU chopping through right underneath that landmark. So if we take a look down, yeah, there we go. So he is making a concerted effort to chop through. Now, keep in mind, he did start with the Sultan Honey Trade Network, so he's going to be focusing on trade this game.
Yeah, so this is what I was a little worried about with this 3v3 version. I think the rush distance here is just way too far. Like, I know this is going to sound silly. Maybe this gives you the opportunity and the time to build, but, like, this is just so far away that, like, units can never do anything. Like, I don't know, like, we'll see. We've seen a few Vil kills and a little bit of action, right? There's some cool stuff with the Roost Prop Scouts, but, like, it's gonna be a long time before we get to a battle that, like, actually means something beyond just a skirmish for position.
Right. Yeah. I like the direction here, though, that we've got coming out of FYF. As I sort of alluded to at the beginning of this game, like, I read exactly where they were going with this, and it looks like that's 100% where they've gone.
Right.
And so I think the question is going to be are FYF going to be able to make up the skill difference here? Because obviously when you look at people like B, who are incredibly talented, people like Garnath, who almost qualified for Wallalol, COINNU, another really good player, you've got 3 really talented players against 3 team players. And of course this is a team map, but it's also a 1v1 map. So, you know, it's about, you've got the better strategy, you've set yourself up, but do you have the skill difference to actually finish the game off?
I think there's a tactical error right now with FYF. In my opinion, personal opinion, I think you should be starting to chop now. I think you know this game is gonna go late. Why risk a 2v1? Like, you don't know if the opponents are starting to chop, and we know as the observer that, I mean, Garnath, or sorry, B and COINNU are about to be connected. Like, they're moments away from being connected. What if this whole Ottoman army just swings through and strikes Shiki? Like, or sorry, Shiki, sorry. I don't know what you do then. This could get really spicy really fast.
Well, he is playing China, so that's always a relevant factor. But he's only in the second age, which makes it a bit more difficult because holding in a 2v1, you're going to need nested bits. That's really the best way that you can do it. Either that or Imperial Age. But we do see right now a little bit of pressure coming out from B. A lack of units from Shiki at the 12-minute mark, and there's really not a lot out from him here, which is a bit of a surprise. Normally you expect unit production about the 7th or 8th minute after a 2TC song, but he's losing villagers left, right, and center, and he almost just doesn't even seem to care here.
I think he should, though. Like, this, yeah, this was really interesting. Really good adaptation by B here to invest in a couple units here, just enough to really dive this and cause trouble. Because the Barbican, well, it protects the hunt, it's not really covering it. The hunt is just so far in front that the archers can basically deny it. So it's really spicy adaptation there. I like that a lot, actually. And they're connected, so we could see some trade starting soon. And all it's going to take is connecting to the English in the bottom, and they could have really good trade set up. And it's going to be really hard to punish. But White Tower in the middle, that's cool.
That is very cool. I do like this. This is really cool from Flash. For anybody who doesn't know, Flash is actually a pretty decent 1v1 player. I think he's in the top 10 at the moment. So when it comes to skill, obviously, B, Garnath, COINNU, pretty decent players, but Flash as well, a very talented player. Now, I'd love to see this wall sealed up for Shiki. At the moment, there's a bit of a gaping hole in the middle of it. But, yeah.
Just okay with that for now. Like, there's not a ton of threat just yet. You want to close it eventually, but not just yet. Curious about the... about when we're going to see a switch. Like, we have a gap here that could be used. And now what's interesting is there's a bit of mind games here. At this point, you don't really know if your opponents are chopping or not.
Right.
And I wonder how much they're thinking about that, or how literally they're taking it.
Yeah.
Flash, Shiki, and Green don't seem to care that there's the potential to chop. And I feel like that's just like the highlight of this map. And I think it's going to come into play. Yeah,
and it might come back to bite them, the fact that they're not chopping through, because, I mean, as you mentioned, what if COINNU just takes his entire military right now and just heads north side to the base of Shiki? There's going to be trouble, but speaking of trouble right now, we got ourselves a little bit of a matchup in the middle. Horseman numbers are pretty solid at the moment for Green. It's going to come around and surround, but the Ottoman spearmen are here. Archers moving over, yet to take their shots. But fortunately, the archers coming out from COINNU are going to be more than enough to cover the spearmen. And it looks like the numbers here remain pretty steady for COINNU, at least for the moment. But reinforcements coming in for Green on that north side. Spearmen with that phalanx upgrade, just stabbing non-stop and cleaning up this Ottoman position. And now COINNU going to be on the back foot.
Speaking of which, now is there the opportunity? Does B come over? Hey, I can have, like, it would give up, it would reveal the fact, but I don't think you care about that reveal, right? It should be expected. And a lot of damage coming out from this tower, but that army just got completely wiped there. Green just kind of took COINNU to town there. That army, he kind of committed to the fight, But I don't know if he needed to there. He had towers to retreat back to. He just kind of sat under the horseman, and it's rough.
Yeah.
The meta bangs his drums and runs away.
And now the consequence of not walling in that hole is that B says, well, you ain't walling it at all. In fact, I'm going to be walling it for you. And we can see there was a little bit of shenanigan happening down on the backside, but other than that, not a whole bunch of action on this north side. But the military numbers starting to look really good here for green.
Yeah, he's got quite a large army here. Now, he is still feudal age, which I think is notable, but so is COINNU. So it's going to come down to who can age up and get more value there, or COINNU can survive this impending push. It comes in, just going to take the time to clear the towers, get the map control, set up for the castle age, as the, get caught out there, but should be kind of okay here. It's going to be hard to, like, make this a really permanent position. A couple towers could do so.
Yeah, this is... I'm starting to really worry about Shiki, right? Like, we needed to have this wall up at the front. We didn't. And now we've got problems. Not because of this Rus push that's coming with the knights and the archers, but because of that wooden fortress. That wooden fortress, once it gets its springled emplacement in, you can kiss goodbye to all those farms that are up on that north side. There's a bit of a fight breaking up there, so we'll jump over towards that northern position as another town center goes down. Up a little bit longer. There we go. And we can see that right now the COINNU, which, by the way, are still feudal age, going up against the castle age knights. But they're managing to hold their own. And a siege workshop coming in. We see springled emplacement coming through on the wooden fortress. Numbers here looking pretty decent for Shiki. But he's going to have problems if he doesn't clean this up quickly. And he needs to clean this up quickly. Needs to think about walling around the wall that B made.
That early workshop is going to be so devastating if he just gets a few units out now. B should be able to react. I think he does have the HP siege landmark. Sorry, I'm just blanking on the name of the clock tower, right? I think he should be able to react to that in time, but big fight here in the middle as Green gonna push in, but I think not for much here. Just kind of losing his front line for not a lot of value here. Yeah,
we do see B doing the right thing in the north. Most people would be tempted to go Trebuchet. That's the incorrect move. The correct move here is the Mangonel. Mangonel going to clean up the COINNU in the north, but in the middle of the map, once again, another push going to be happening. So as we lose potentially one player in the north, we lose one in the middle as well. Meanwhile, on the south side, the lock down between the English players continues. Neither of these players making a lot of headway.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of an English mirror in a 1v1, right? The first fight that matters happens at 18 minutes. That honestly sounds about right. So it's what you'd expect there. Here though, the Green's getting a lot of value here.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually pushing really, really nicely.
And it's interesting because B might have to make a choice to help his ally at this point. And that's going to take away from his push towards the north side. Let's take a look at that push towards the north side, because that's where right now there is the potential to have somebody wiped out of this game. The second outpost or second wooden fortress has come up. Once again, it's the same story. If this springled emplacement comes in, all of these farms are offline. Fortunately, the COINNU are there. They're able to pick up the villages and stop the outpost from coming up, but there's still another one that he's going to have to deal with. The numbers of COINNU are solid, but remember that they're not going to be doing very well against the Castle Age Knights. The Castle Age Knights have got a base of 4 armor, and against COINNU in the Feudal Age have 5 damage, which means that only doing 1 damage a pop right there. Not a lot, not efficient trades at all.
Yeah, and you know what's a really interesting part about this? Is that at any point, if it looks really dire for COINNU, B could just support. Right? If B came here with like 5 knights, it would end the push.
Yeah.
I think he should do that, but maybe he's just thinking he can push, and I think COINNU will hold here as well. This dive under the TC has been long, and that's been 10 idle vills, but also a lot of damage. But this fight will continue.
COINNU's asking for assistance. We just saw a flare come out on the map saying, defend here. He needs help down there. But we do see, look at the new farm transition coming over. So just when we thought, the farmland up towards the north was being completely exhausted, Shiki says, that's all right, I'll make new farms down here. So yeah, he's in a great spot. Let's check in on, I want to have a look at the high trade house and just see what that number actually got up to, whether he crossed that 500 threshold right now.
It's only at 350 bounty, so it's not going to be there.
Oh, right, yeah, still at 270. Still got a way to go. But over on the English side, like, we've just got non-stop action over there. But I feel like they're kind of just at loggerheads at the moment, right? Like, no one's really getting past there. Meanwhile, we've got two 1v1s in the middle and the north, where there is potentially someone getting knocked out very soon.
Yeah, I think B's position on Shiki seems to be the one that's going to probably determine the game at this point. I think COINNU being able to repel the feudal attack was fine. And we'll see. I mean, Shiki.
Oh, that's a lot of.
Shiki
that's
has
a lot of
eco.
units.
FYF have almost 75 more economic units and a larger army.
Yeah.
So they're doing okay. I mean, you don't really get the full picture there. There's passive incomes that are hidden, kind of.
We need to have a look up on the north side, though. This fight will rage on forever. These guys will fight it out. Let's take a look up towards that position because the Mangonel shots are going down. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out from the top rope. 3DB propels his Mangonel shots towards the COINNU. The numbers are starting to dwindle for him, and the main issue that he's going to have... What is that wall going? Oh, he's putting a box up! He's making a box for the Mangonels! He's going to keep them safe, and there's no Springles out for Shiki because he's still in the second age, and there's no Springles going to be backing him up at all because his enemy, or rather his ally, still hasn't chopped through. And we can see right now astronomical clock tower coming down in the chop through position. It's nice and safe back here. He's got to stay alive a little bit longer, wait for Springles, then he can deal with his push.
Yeah, this is a bit of a blind moment for me. I just kind of assumed that Shiki was castle this whole time. I know we were talking about the feudal Shiki, and I just thought he didn't feel like upgrading them for some reason. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah, only getting the clock tower now. Oh, this is so painful, right? He just needs a few Springolds here, and he'd be able to survive, but without them, this is looking so dire.
He's okay. He's going to be okay. One Springald is going to be more than enough to push him back away from this. So he just needs to go one Springald, one Treb, and he's fine. The Treb will be able to take out the wooden fortress. But look at this in the middle of the map. We've got a little bit of a turnaround here. COINNU looking to put on the pressure. At the same time, we do see green now reaching the castle age. So everybody except for COINNU up in the castle age. COINNU still 22 minutes into this game. You're going to be sitting in the feudal age.
Yeah, the Ottoman all in feudal is just so potent. He's already even sent the Janissaries, so that little support army to deal with the horsemen means that his army is going to be pretty brutal
and
to deal with. And
keep coming up for Shiki. This is perfect.
It's really notable. Shiki doesn't have gold, dude. Shiki has nowhere to get gold. Where's he getting it?
He's getting it sent from his ally. There was a tribute of 900 gold from Flash earlier, so that's where he's getting it.
That's all you have, and that's so rough.
A little bit of production in the middle of the map right now for our Abbasid player. But let's take a look back towards the north and get an idea of what's happening right now because B is pushing on Shiki. He's trying to find a way through, and we can see there's still no Springolds out just yet for him. Actually, I take that back. There's 3 Springolds out at the moment. Is there 3 Springolds for Shiki? No, that's for Flash. Flash has got 3 Springolds. 0 Springolds still out for Shiki. He needs Springolds. Shiki, where are your Springolds? He doesn't even have them in queue right now.
He doesn't have gold.
He just got donated like 7,000 gold from his ally.
Really? 7,000?
Maybe not 7,000. 700.
I might fact check you on that one.
No, if there's ever been a time to fact check me, that is not the time.
Okay, 7,000 it is. That's a lot. And now we see the Trebs coming in. So, you know, the English mirrors tend to be a bit slower, but it might actually resolve first because it looks like Flash could go imp soon. Yeah, Shiki has 98 gold in the bank, and he's waiting for something. And we're seeing the castle come in for COINNU now, so a bunch of upgrades got to come in, but...
He's going for a nest of bees? Not now! Shiki! Somebody tell this man to make a Springald, please! He needs to learn the unit counter system. Put him back into the campaign.
I think he's thinking that the keep will keep him safe for now. He doesn't need an answer to the Mangonels until there's a threat to the keep. So he has a couple seconds maybe to get a bee or 2 out, force some Springolds from the Roost player, and that'll delay like deadly trebuchets.
Berkshire Palace is coming down, and it's an aggressive Berkshire Palace as well. But this is I don't like this move at all. But Garnath doesn't like it either, and he says, "Well, not so fast, my friend. Good luck. See if you can deal with this." Sends all of the horsemen forward. A little bit of a surround coming in. Plenty of men at arms here. Mangonel does go down. Still those villagers working towards that Berkshire Palace. He's going to have to fall back. It looks like Lord Doubt smiles upon this keep today, and all of the villagers do go down. Flash, unfortunately, losing all of those villagers in a flash.
Yeah, ambitious Berkshire placement. I love it as a player. You love to see that because it'll just rain down punishment for a bit, but yeah, it's gonna get denied for the time being, and another wave of villagers getting sent. I mean,
let's take a look in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the battle in the middle of the map. We've got a request for assistance coming out, and look at this. We've got Green pushing through onto the base of COINNU right now, dropping down forward keep. And at the same time, let's have a look at the north of the map where we've got attack alarms going off right now. Shiki trying his best to hold on, but we can see he's losing his entire base. Villagers getting pulled to deal with the siege. Mangonel might get taken out here, but hold on to your forks because we got some dead villagers on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. And where is the army right now from Shiki? I don't see it. I mean, it says on the UI that he's got units at 43 COINNU, but still, that Berkshire Palace standing right now. This is so tense. What an incredible game coming out again on this map, Jousting Fields.
Flash rallying back with a huge army. I almost wonder, was he like did he have his army at like the Abbey of Kings or something when he placed the Berkshire? I almost wonder if he was healing during, because that's a lot of units going around.
That's a lot of units. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, like where were these guys when he placed the Berkshire? I think maybe he just produced them all. Are there still feudal horsemen, by the way?
They look
Not
like
relevant.
it.
They look, they're little packs, almost look like scouts. But yeah, here we have Berkshire going down. I think
I don't like Berkshire. Honestly, I don't like that at all. How do you feel about it?
I think that in this position it makes more sense than the Wingguard because your economy is fully doomed and you have access to all the gold.
Oh, those mangonels! Oh my lord! Oh my god! The COINNU go poo, but the mangonels are all dead, and the COINNU are going to be able to survive and push back this slowly, but still the outpost or emplacements rather. Look at all the sprinkled emplacements out here. Oh my lord, this is an absolutely insane. We're watching 3 1v1s at the same time right now.
It's really hard to follow. I think what's really going to be important is when can Shiki get access to gold? Because if he gets access to gold and can hold, I think this game really opens up. Because yeah, Green pushing into the eco of 3DBB, getting doubled by his own overchop. He planned that. The point was to be flexible, but instead it becomes a backdoor into his economy. Devastating stuff there. And he has to run. Oh boy. Oh, Green running in with a lot of it. What the?
He tries to get the keep up. It gets denied by the walls though. So COINNU realizing you ain't getting the forward keep in here. Holds on for a little bit longer, but those villas still looking and looming for another keep drop anywhere. They've got the stone for it. And we see another call out on the mini-map right now. He's asking for assistance on the south side. Garnath says, I need help down here, guys.
Yeah, I almost wonder if these players were just kind of fully focused on the 1v1s as well, and not really thinking about the team's positions, because not a lot of teamwork yet.
Yeah, but now, look at this. We've got the push through coming through from Green. The forward keep coming down underneath the town center. Let's take a look to the north of the map where B, his push was the one push that looks like it was going the way of B, or rather going the way of 3D, but it's been completely cleaned up. Shiki somehow managed to do it. This looks like it's a good game.
I think this is over. I think Flash is winning his side decisively. I mean, it's an English mirror, so it'll take a lot longer, but decisive as it gets. I think COINNU just died. I think Green is in a great position, and yeah, honestly, you have to wonder about if 3D should have teamed up earlier. They knew that their civs were not as good. Their civs weren't as good lately. And they chopped as if they wanted to do a double, but I guess B thought his position was a chokehold that Shiki would not be able to break. And I guess it was the sling. Maybe he got trimmed some gold. Maybe the officials gave him the clutch gold he needed. But Shiki just made an army of COINNU and held. I think archers got incorporated maybe a bit as well. I'm not sure, but just a ton of units get spammed from just the wood and food economy of China. And he holds. This was incredible. I mean, I don't know how to dissect the game beyond.
Wow.
I don't know everything that happened. Like, it was just a lot of 1v1s. I mean, it's pretty tough to follow a 1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 of them at the same time. I'm gonna say great job to Vodka there for keeping up with all the action. Yeah. That was a lot to follow, guys. There was a lot.
I don't think we missed any mangonel shots that game, so very well played by Vodka. But what a game! I can't believe that, Winston. That was insanity.